When I was growing up in Japan, um, I experienced a lot of racism and judgment from others, and I had closed my heart to a lot of Japanese people. I wanted to get away as fast as I could because of the pain of being judged and not seen as Japanese because I looked foreign. Um, and also on top of that, I didn't go to a Japanese school, like public. I wasn't in the Japanese schooling system. So I was in my own bubble, going to an international school from third grade. And so I grew up feeling different and judged and like an outcast. So it was really surprising for me when I returned in 2021 to experience life in Japan again and to realize that people were accepting me. It was such a trip because I was so defensive and closed off, and people were so kind and loving and open with me and to me. I was like, what the fuck? Like, this isn't the Japan that I know. This isn't my experience when I was a child. And I realized that a lot of the judgment that I was experiencing was coming from me. Because I had experienced judgment and, racism at such an early age, I just took that on myself, and I was shaming myself for example, not being fully Japanese or having traits that made me more Western, like internally, and not fitting into Japanese ideals, like cultural ideals and all this stuff. And I was really shocked at the experience I was having as an adult. And I saw that I was living with a wounded lens in Japan while growing up. Because of the painful experiences I had as a child, I lived with that painful lens and just saw everyone as out there to hurt me. I mean, not everyone, but like I felt like I needed to protect myself. So I kept distance from people. I closed my heart. I hid in a shell. I kept myself to myself. Even though I was outgoing, like I would still keep a lot of myself to myself. And also, when it's just Japanese people who only speak Japanese, I was shyer because I felt like they would misunderstand me and judge me. It was so healing to go back as an adult and experience life in Japan again, meet new people, and people who were so open to me and kind to me and weren't judging me. I met the same people that I knew growing up, and they were also very lovely and kind, not judging me. And it was like a oh fuck moment. I had a oh fuck moment of like, it was me like being in my wound and seeing people from my wounds. And I realized the accepting that I need to do is me for myself. Before I came to that, I did a lot of like inner work around what hurt me as a child growing up in Japan. Like, for instance, people asking me if I feel more Japanese or Canadian. Why would I feel Canadian when I don't even know the culture? You know? Like I was born and raised in Japan. I don't know Canada. I couldn't speak English when I was being asked these questions. I felt like a Japanese person because I'm there. And like my mom's Japanese as well. It's like, fuck. But I'd really taken things like this more personally. Also, people telling me, like, oh, this part of you is Canadian, this part of you is Japanese. I really internalized that and believed what other people were saying to be true. And I wasn't like asking myself questions. I just assumed because adults were saying these things that it must be true about me. So like before going back to Japan, I was doing these like digging inside and feeling the pain and the resentment and the anger and sadness and the desire to just be accepted as myself growing up in Japan as a mixed race child, and also to not have had the experiences that I had because people thought I was foreign and they treated me differently. You know, I think mixed race kids like get a lot of hype, but it can be difficult in a very close country like Japan to grow up mixed race, especially 20 years ago, over 20 years ago. So I had a lot of looking and healing to do, and then it brought me to Japan again, and it changed my perspective. I could fix my broken lens with love. I received love, and my heart was starting to heal again from these past experiences. I wasn't projecting these pain and wounds onto new people that I was meeting, and also people that I met, that I knew already, that I met again as an adult. That was really eye-opening, how once we experience judgment and hurt, we can keep hurting ourselves inside as well. We internalize and keep hurting us. And it's not like other people are doing it again. It's just repeating trauma inside of you over and over again. So I really felt the importance of looking at trauma and healing with love, bringing love to those traumas and pains, and also being open to new experiences. Like taking my power back by learning to, or by accepting myself as mixed race, and like that we're all people, and healing my heart once again, and like slowly but surely like getting close to Japanese people who weren't from the same environment that I was from, like having a background of like maybe being mixed themselves or speaking English, having gone to international schools and things like that, like people from totally different, like a strictly Japanese environment. Like slowly opening my heart to people like that, with that background, and realizing that there are kind people everywhere, and people weren't judging me and treating me badly, and start not judging myself. Start accepting areas where I may be different. Start accepting my past, because I had wished, this wasn't real, but like just to be accepted, I had wished I'd gone to a normal Japanese school so I could fit in, but I really don't wish that. I'm glad I didn't go to normal Japanese school. I'm really grateful for how I grew up. Yeah, returning to Japan was such an eye-opener. And it brought a lot of healing to my heart. And I realized, like, I don't need to try to fit into Japanese society in order to um, feel accepted or loved by people. I just do me, like mixed Canadian, Japanese, with my own values, with my own identity, with my own, like, yeah, different aspects of my identity, and, like, just be me. Because I'm accepting of myself, like, others' judgments started not mattering so much. Even though growing up, it was like everyone else's opinions and judgments about me mattered except mine. And I met people who loved me for me, and I was like, wow, this can happen in a society where I thought people wouldn't love me for being me. For me, one lesson was like giving my culture a chance and people in my culture a chance again. Like, I had generalized, like, because I experienced pain from certain people, I had projected this pain onto everyone and said, everyone is going to judge me, everyone's out to hurt me, everyone's shit. Like, I don't like Japanese people, even though I do. And it was an eye-opener for me to let go of that judgment. You know, when you feel judged, you judge another person. And to be open to new experiences. And to be open to the possibility that I might be wrong about Japanese people. Some people are judgy, some people aren't. And it's the same everywhere. And I had this victim mentality that, like, they don't want to get close to me. They don't want to love me. They don't want to get to know me, like people in Japan. Then I realized, oh, I am protecting myself by having those beliefs and thoughts. Like, no one, maybe some people don't want to get close to me, which is fine, but but many times, like, when I could get past those fears that was trying to protect me from getting hurt again, I formed nice connections, and I had nice interactions with people in Japan that really surprised me. And that was more at a heart level than just like the mind or something superficial. Like, I experienced connecting through values in a country and society where I thought that I was so different and I couldn't connect to people on a heart level. So that really, really surprised me. And some changes needed to happen inside of me. And I also stopped trying to please certain people or trying to fit in, and to connect on levels that I didn't actually feel comfortable connecting, or connect through things, conversations, interests that I actually wasn't interested in. So the more I was being me, the more I could genuinely connect with people. Yeah. I'll make a video on victimhood another time, because I saw, and especially after my diet with Noyarao, I just saw how much victim mentality I was carrying. And you can really see that once you invite unconditional love into your life and unconditional acceptance. That sheds a light on everything. And that brings the truth to everything. So, yeah. Thank you so much for being here for this long. And if you have any questions, comments, if anything resonated with you as well, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. Thank you for being here, and I'll catch you later.